Man, we love these type of questions, don't we? We
Yeah.
love these questions that, okay, a wise person once told me, and this is not indicative of what I'm actually going to respond
I'm
with, but a
cracking
wise
up.
person once told me that
Uh-huh.
if you, generally speaking, when people come to you with a question that at least the answer would seem obvious in, they usually already know the answer and they're wanting you to tell them something
Facts.
that they would want to hear. They want
Mhm.
you to speak something that's going to make them affirm what they already feel like they're going to do. Okay, I'm probably going to sound like that person today because this is my view when it comes to rekindling past relationships or spinning a block, which I don't know. That phrase is like overkill.
Yeah,
The way
kinda
people are
dark.
are
Oh
like
my
adapting that
gosh.
just on everything. But anyway,
Yeah.
spinning the block on past relationships. I think I would agree with Cami that it depends on what went wrong. That's the first thing you have to ask yourself
Mhm.
is what was the reason why the relationship failed? Was
Mhm.
it you? Were you the reason why the relationship failed? If it was you
Be
that
honest
messed
about
up,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
you got to be honest about that. You got to be honest with yourself. Were you the reason the relationship failed? And if you were the reason the relationship failed, then you're probably like, yeah, I would love another chance. Like I messed up.
I'm sure you would.
For those of my people that have ruined relationships, hey, I mean, I understand. I hear you. I feel for you. If you felt like you weren't in a healthy place while you were in a relationship and it completely derailed it, I would understand why you would want to spin the block from that standpoint.
Mhm.
Obviously, infidelity is a very dicey topic to bring to the table to say, like, oh, if this person cheated and years down the line you rekindle your friendship with the person
Mhm.
and you decide, I want to try again. I want to give them another chance. That gets a little bit dicier because you gotta, how did that person move? I could talk to you all about people that I've known over the years, and with a lot of guys, that may have cheated, did things like that.
Mhm.
A lot of those guys, then when they're free, they're out of the relationship. Yeah, they might have felt bad, but they're back doing the same old stuff. They're out there finding
Yeah.
girls to get with and hook up with and all that stuff and have sex with and stuff like that.
Think about this
Yeah.
too. If you cheated, right? Okay, I'm good with it now, but you have a child from
Mhm.
that time you cheated. Am I okay with that now, right?
That's a whole
Am
nother
I okay
issue.
with that child's mother now?
Yeah.
Like she's in the picture, and so
No,
that
that's
it's a lot.
facts.
It's a lot of stuff with that too.
So these are all things you got to consider. So if someone completely stepped out in a relationship, then yeah, that's going to be a lot dicier. But what I would say is, generally speaking, if it was just like, oh, the person was not in a healthy place, or let's say the person wasn't mature enough
Hmm.
to be able to handle a relationship. A lot of times it takes guys a lot longer to mature. So maybe when the guy you dated at 21 is a completely different guy at 30 because now he's got all his responsibilities, got his ducks in a
That's
row
nine
now.
years. Yeah.
He's worked jobs for, man, like 7, 8 to 9, 10 years.
Hmm.
So he has some stability, saved up this money and got a house and all these different things. Maybe
Okay.
now you look at this guy differently because he's not a boy anymore. He's a man actually. So, or you might have dated in high school. It might have been somebody you dated in
Oh
high
yeah,
school
high school
that
relationships. Come on now.
you meet them later in life and then you're in a different, both are at different places. So it's a lot of different variables. So I wouldn't say no. You got to have values that align. Even if that person is quote unquote a different person, or if they've corrected the things that were bad to the relationship, that person could have been on drugs and they could have found God or something like that.
Hmm.
And their life is completely different and all of those different things. More times than not, though, what I find is people have not changed much.
Hmm.
People have uh, really, they're the same people. It's just you have had to come to a different opinion of how you viewed the relationship then to even open that door back. So here's what I mean by that. You had a certain standard that person wasn't living up to, so the relationship didn't work. That person still stayed the same, but then you look back and be like, I really miss that person. I had some good moments with that person.
Yeah.
Oh, these other guys I've dated weren't as good as this person. I thought that the grass would be greener on the other side, but it
It's
wasn't.
not.
I had, since being with this person, terrible relationships.
Hmm.
Actually, the relationship that I left wasn't that bad. Maybe I will go back to that person. To me, that is not the right motivation. And I think a lot of people will settle because of that.
Do not go back to an
Mhm.
old relationship just because you're tired of being single. Just
Yeah,
because it's cuffing season and you need somebody to cuddle up
right.
to. You will go through more heartache, right? It's better to be single and know what you want and stand on that than to be with
Right.
someone and bend on the things that are non negotiables.